Hello, this is Craig from bitsbox.co.uk. I'm once again joined by Wayne.
Hello.
This is the third mission in our narrative campaign, The Tainting of Odessos. This mission is called Outpost 212, and it features the Khorne Lord Drachkos The Manslayer leading his Khorne Daemonkin against an outpost which is held by the Skitarii. So I'll show you the armies and then we'll show you the mission. So this is 1500 points of Khorne Daemonkin. We are led by the Khorne Lord Drachkos the Manslayer. He's a regular Khorne Lord with the Skull Helm, Melter Bombs and a Power Axe. We have 5 Chaos Possessed, as well as 8 Khorne Berserkers with 2 Plasma Pistols, Chain Axes, and a Champion with a Plasma Pistol and Chain Axe. He has got a Power Fist there, but he has a Chain Axe. There in a Rhino. We also have 4 squads of 8 Bloodletters with a Blood Reaper, and 2 squads of Close Combat Chosen with a Champion. So all these models are in the Slaughter Host formation. We also have the Gore Pack formation, which has 2 squads of Chaos Bikes, 2 have Plasma Guns, and this squad has 2 Melter Guns and Melter Bombs. And then we have 2 5-man squads of Fleshhounds. And then lastly, the War Engine is a Soul Grinder with Phlegm Bombardment. So that's 1500 points of Khorne Daemonkin. So defending the outpost is 1500 points of Adeptus Mechanicus Skitarii, and Wayne's going to talk us through.
Yeah, so this is the Warlords unit. He's got 10 Vanguard with 2 of the Plasma Guns. He's got a Arc Pistol and a Arc Maul. I've then got 5 of the Infiltrators, 10 more Vanguard with 2 of the Plasma Guns, 5 Rangers with the 2 Sniper Rifles, and then the same again. Squad of 10 Rangers with 2 Plasma Guns, and he's got a Arc Pistol. 10 more with 2 Plasma Guns and no upgrades on the Lord. 5 Vanguard with 2 Arc Rifles, and then he's got the Arc Maul and the Arc Pistol. And then another 5 with 2 Arc Rifles, and he's just got an Arc Maul, not the Power Sword.
And there's these 2.
Oh yeah, and the 2 Iron Striders, and they are 1 squad.
Okay, so that's 1500 points of Skitarii. So we'll next up show you a deployment and the mission. Okay, so both sides are deployed. So first off, before I show you the deployment, we'll just talk through the objectives of this mission. So Jab's going to talk us through.
We've got 3 objectives here. Objective 1, 2 and 3. And narratively speaking, the idea is the main Mechanicus facility underneath is where the tech priests themselves are, who control the Skitarii. And the idea is the Khorne forces are in service of a Dark Mechanicus priest, are attempting to seize the facility so they can actually, the Dark Mechanicus priests can replace the tech priests, because Skitarii are essentially combat junkies, and they don't care who they're fighting unless they're receiving orders, really. And narratively, the idea is whoever wins gets to use Skitarii with their main forces.
So, deployment-wise, a lot of the Skitarii have already scout moved. So, they have moved forward from their lines, waiting for the impending attack from the Khorne Daemonkin, who are over here. I'll just show you across the board what we've got. So, the Khorne Berserkers and the Chaos Lord are in the Rhino. And we have some more squads over here. And then in reserve, we have 5 Fleshhounds and 2 squads of Bloodletters. For Skitarii, roll to go first, so I will get to try and seize the initiative on a 6, which I don't. So we go into Skitarii turn 1.
Okay, so at the start of the movement phase I have to pick a doctrine, and I picked the +3 ballistic skill, -2 weapon skill one.
which makes sense really. So they probably won't be seeing any combat straight away. So the Skitarii have decided that the best form of defence is offence, and they're all moved up to get their rifles in range, ready to shoot some of my poor army. So we'll now go into the shooting phase and see what happens.
Right, so we're going to start with these arc rifles at the Soul Grinder. So we hit on 2s, and they hit, and haywire, so it's a pen and a glance.
So 5 up vulnerable against a pen is failed, and against a glance is passed. So 1 penetrating hit.
Okay, and it's immobilised.
Oh, so that's not too good, but luckily he does have a phlegm bombardment, so he can do some shooting. But he won't be seeing combat this game, unless for some reason they want to charge him.
So these rangers are going to fire their sniper rifles at the rhino. So they hit on 2s. They hit. Right. So they're sniper and armor bane. So with that they count strength 4. So the first one is a pen, and the second one is a glass. So the damage table is a 1. So it's shaken. Okay, so the Iron Striders are going to shoot the Soul Grinder with their autocannons. So they hit on 2s and glance on 6s. Nope. So these Ranger squad is going to shoot the bikes. So the sniper rifles first, hit, and wound on 4s, AP 3. So
Just a 1 bike. So that's a champion. So that will be a blood type point.
And then the 3 rifles at the unit as well. So hit on 2s. And they are strength 4, so wounding on 5s. With nothing. Okay, so this squad are going to take fire at the bikers. So the radium carbines first, so hit on 2s. And then re-rolling the 1s for 5s. Okay, so they wound on 6s, but every 6 counts as 2 wounds.
Oh, that's a lot of 6s. It's like 5 or 6 there, isn't it?
5.
So we have 10 3+ saves to make, and they don't make them.
Okay, so these guys are going to shoot their arc rifles at the Chaos Hounds back there. So only 2 shots, hitting on 2s. And they're strength 6, so they wound on 2s. 1.
And 5 up. No, so 1 takes a wound.
Okay, so this Ranger squad's going to shoot their plasma guns first at the possessed. So hitting on 2s and re-rolling the 1 for a 5. And wounding on 2s for 4.
So 4, 5+ vulnerables, and they're all failed.
So the rifles now, hitting on 2s, and then 5s. And wounding on 4s.
So regular 3+ saves, and no, so he dies, and that's another blood type point.
These guys are going to shoot their rifles at the bloodthirds.
Okay.
So hitting on 2s, all hit, and wounding on 3s.
And 5 ups, so another 3 die.
So these guys are going to fire their shard carbines at the cultists. So hitting on 2s, and then re-rolling the 1s. I just need to check the strength. So strength 4, so wounding on 3s with no AP.
That's a lot. 6 ups to make. So 10 6 ups, and I think 1 survives.
Okay, these guys are going to shoot the Soul Grinder with the plasma guns. So hitting on 2s, re-rolling the 1, and they need 6s to glance. So 1 glance.
And his invulnerable save is passed. So leadership on the guys in here. They're fine. Leadership test on this poor little cultist. is failed, so I'm going to opt to just kill him. And then we'll go into Khorne Daemonkin turn 1. Okay, so I'm going to use my blood type point to do Dark Apotheosis, as I managed to secure 7 in that turn due to a few squads and some champions dying. So I'm going to do it on this bike, and he passes just. So he now turns into a Demon Prince. Okay, so Demon Princess came in, and that's where we ended up after Deep Strike. I've also chosen with my Slaughter Cult to have Feel No Pain, because we get an extra reward. So pretty much everything's just moved forward, ready to take on Skitarii. The Khorne Berserkers and Lord have jumped out of a Rhino. And over here, more Bloodletters have moved up. So we'll go into what will probably be a very short shooting phase. Okay, so I'm going to start off with 5 auto pistol shots from this squad into them, hitting on 4s, only 1. And then RD toughness 3. So 4s again, and no. So then I'll do 2 melter gun shots into them as well. 1 hits, and then 2+.
Squish.
Do they have a 6 up? Oh, they won't get it, will they?
Yeah, we're in
yep.
3.
So I'll fire 2 plasma pistols from the Berserkers into this squad. Both hit. And both wound.
So stealth saves, so 6+, and I save 1. So that is my Lord.
And the champion will fire his plasma pistol as well, which hits.
Yep.
And wounds.
And stealth save. Nope.
5 bolt pistols. All hit. And they wound on 3s.
Yeah.
So 3 wounds.
4 up save. And then Feel No Pain. Saved.
So the Combi Bolter also at the same squad. Just twin linked. And 3. So 1 wound.
4 up save. And Feel No Pain. So 1 wound.
So Soul Grinder's going to Phlegm Bombardment right here, which scatters that way quite a bit, so that may just miss. So that's going to be 6 inches.
6.
And then, was that just a miss? Yeah. So we'll fire his Harvester Cannon into the same squad. 1 hit. Oh, and it doesn't wound. So he's not really having a good game so far. Demon Prince is going to run 6 inches.
Okay, so leadership 8 on these guys, and they're fine.
Bikers are going to attempt to charge this squad here.
Yes, I will Overwatch.
You will Overwatch.
Okay, so the carbines first. So 2. And then they wound on 6s, and nothing.
So our charge distance, we need 5, and we're in.
I have.
Oh, and the arc rifles as
and
well.
the arc
so
rifles. And they miss.
I don't know yet. So the cultists are just going to try and attempt to join in, as there's no really risk to them. They do need 10 inches, and they get 8, so they stay put. So Flesh Hounds are also going to attempt to join in. They only need 5 inches, and they get 8. 9 even, but that's enough to get them in. So these Bloodletters are going to try and charge over here.
This.
So we'll Overwatch.
Well, 3 hits.
Ooh.
Strength 4, so wound on 3s. And 3 wounds.
And 5 ups. So I actually lose 3 of them. Which does take out the champion, which will be a blood type thing. That makes my charge distance quite far. So we'll just roll for charge distance first. And no, that is not enough. Okay, so these Bloodletters are just going to try and attempt to charge over here. It's a big ask, but you never know.
So arc rifles first. And they miss. And the carbines. 1 hit. And it wounds on a 4. And nothing.
We do need a 10-inch charge, but you never know. But we didn't get it. So the Flesh Hounds have their Hammer of Wrath attacks. Wounded on 3, so that's 3.
4 up save. And 6 up Feel No Pain.
And then the Chaos Bikers also have their Hammer of Wrath, which has the Shred special rule. So that's another 2.
4 up. And then Feeling Pain.
We have 8 attacks from the bike, hitting on 3s. And then we have Furious Charge, so we'll be wounded on 2s. So that's 5 wounds.
4 up save.
Wow, there's 3 6s in there.
And Feeling Pain.
So that's another 2. So, hit on 3s again. This is from the Flesh Hounds. And then wounded on 2s. So they all wound.
4 up save. And Feel No Pain. They are dead.
Or only just. So consolidation, the Flesh Hounds is 3, and the bike's a 6. So sideboard looks at the end of turn 1, and the Khorne Daemonkin have lost a few casualties, but have generated a few blood type points and brought in the Demon Prince. There have been casualties on the Skitarii as well, with this squad being wiped out over here. But there's still a lot of Skitarii left on the board, so hopefully the Khorne Daemonkin can bring in some more from reserves and summon in some more demons. So we shall see as we now go into turn 2.
Okay, so this is my doctrine for this turn. +2 ballistic skill, -1 weapon skill. Okay, so these guys are just like shuffled around a bit, and these ones have come around to shoot some hounds, and everything else has pretty much gone forward.
Okay, so now we'll go into the shooting phase.
Right. These guys are going to shoot at the Demon Prince.
Okay.
So sniper rifles first, so hit on 2s, and then re-roll them for 6s. And wound on a 4. AP3.
Okay, so he has his demon save, and he takes a wound.
And then the 3 rifles at him. So hit on 2s, and wounding on 6s. So 1 wound, AP4.
And it's 3 up save is passed.
These guys are going to shoot the bikes. So they hit on 2s,
Okay.
and re-roll for 6s. And wound you on 5s. So 4.
And they die from that, so it's another blood type point.
Right, these guys are going to shoot at the hounds.
Yep.
So the 2 carbines first, hitting on 2s, and wounding on 5s with 6s doing 2 wounds.
Wow, so 3 6s. So that's a total of 7 armor saves. 7 5-ups, and we fail 5 of them. So 1 dies and another 2 die.
Okay, and then all the arc weaponry at them as well. So 2s, and then we're strength 6, so wounding on 2s.
Another 5 armor, well, invulnerable saves. So 1 dies and 1's down to a single wound.
These guys are going to shoot at the cultists.
Okay.
So with their rifles hitting on 2s, and re-rolling for 6s.
They were just determined to be 1s.
Yeah, and 3s to wound, no saves. So just 3.
That's 3. And that does take out the champion.
5 blood points. These guys are going to shoot at the Demon Prince.
Okay.
So 2 sniper rifles. Hit, and wound on 4s. 2 wounds.
2 5+ invulnerables, 1's saved and 1's failed. So he's now down to 2 wounds.
Okay, so this squad's going to fire the 2 arc rifles at the Soul Grinder. So hitting on 2s, and re-rolling for 6. And Haywire. So 2 glances.
5+ invulnerable. So he takes another hull point.
Okay, so these guys are going to shoot at the Bloodletters. So hitting on 2s with the carbines first. And re-rolling for 6s. So wound on 4s, but any 6s count as 2.
Why is it you only 6s?
These guys rock.
That's 15 5+ saves.
Okay, so these guys are going to shoot the Khorne Berserkers. So the plasma guns first. And reroll on the 1 for a 6.
Ooh, yes sir.
And wounding on 2s.
So that's 4. So I'll take these 2 out first. So on the champion. So he takes it, which will be another blood type point, and then one of the others also goes.
Okay, yep. The rifles at the Berserkers as well. So hitting on 2s. And reroll for 6s. And wounding on 4s.
One over there as well. So 3+ saves. So 3 of them actually die. So, most of you have probably already noticed that I've made a massive error this turn. I gave all my Slaughter Cult stuff Feel No Pain. And have I been rolling it? Of course not. So what we're going to do is we're just going to roll for Feel No Pain results for everything what died this turn, and then we'll just bring them back and adjust blood type points accordingly. So we'll do that now, and I apologise for just being a complete idiot. Here we had 7 bloodletters and a champion. So that's 4 of them, and the champion makes 5, so only 3 of them died from that squad, so that'll be 1 less blood type point. We had 6 Khorne Berserkers, so 2 of them come back, and the champion also survived. And then we have 2 Chaos Cultists, which 1 comes back, and the Chaos Cultist champion who doesn't. So we'll continue with shooting phase now.
Okay, so the plasma guns are going to fire at them guys. So hitting on 2s, reroll on the 1 for a 6.
Oh, he's done it again.
And 2's to wound. So 4 wounds.
So 4 5-ups with Feel No Pain. I won't forget now. So 3 of them die, including the champion again.
Okay, so the Iron Striders are going to shoot at the Demon Prince. So hitting on 2s, reroll on the 1 for a 6. And wounding on 3s with their auto cannons. 3 wounds.
So 3 up saves, and he's fine. These cultists have a leadership check, which they pass, unfortunately, because I could have really done with an extra blood type point there. So I've decided to spend my blood type points on bringing in a squad of bloodletters, and they're coming over here. I'm also going to, again, give Feel No Pain to the Slaughter Cult models, which at the moment is only these Berserkers, these bloodletters, these bloodletters as well, and these cultists. But it's just worth doing as it's free. So I'm now going to roll for my reserves. So we have 1 unit of Fleshhounds who come in, and then we've got 2 units of bloodletters. So first one don't come in, and the second ones do come in. So I'll now place them on the board and do my movement. For this guy I rolled over here with the scatter, so he might actually mishap, so we have to roll on the mishap
you'd be there.
table. Okay. And that's a 6. The Fleshhound squad who did come in, now over here. And I've done my movement, so bloodletters moved up, as have Khorne Berserkers and these bloodletters. Cultists have moved forward over here. And then Demon Prince and Fleshhound have just moved up. So we're now going to a shooting phase. So 2 of the cultist pistols are in range of over here. So they hit on 4s and nothing over here. We're going to fire a plasma pistol into this squad here. Oh, and it gets hot, of course. And fail save and Feel No Pain. So wow, that dice is gone. That's a champion as well, so that's a blood type point. So 3 bolt pistol shots into the same squad. That's how you roll. And then 2 wounds.
4 up save and Feel No Pain. So he dies.
And then the Chaos Lord's bolt pistol hits on a 2 and wounds.
4 up save. Saved.
Okay. And then I'll fire this combi bolter into the squad over here, so 2 hits and a wound.
4 up save. Saved.
Okay, so the Flam Bombardment from Soul Grinder. actually hits. So 2 pluses. So that's 9. And then I'll fire the harvester cannon. So 3 hits. 1 hits. And wounds.
5 up Invan. So he is dead. Warlord kill.
Typh! And Warlord kill. Because he was the Warlord, he was that character. This Flesh Hound's going to attempt to charge into this squad. So they get to do their Overwatch.
So the carbines, 1 hit. Wounds on a 5. And nothing. Right. And the arc weaponry, 1 hit. Wounds on a 2. So 1 wound.
And 5 up, which is passed. So, charge distance is 6 and he's definitely in. Okay, so the Demon Prince is going to attempt to join that combat, but he does need 9 inches, and he doesn't get it. So these Bloodletters are now going to try and attempt an assault here.
Okay, so the Shard Carbines, and they miss.
So, we're in. And then the Khorne Berserkers are also going to join them, or try to, and they got 7 inches, so they should be in too. So the Cultists are going to try and join in just to get some movement across the board if they can. They need 11 inches though. And oh, it was 10, so they're close, but closer to that. So these Bloodletters are going to attempt an assault here.
So Carbines Overwatch, 2 hits. Wounds on 4s, with 3 wounds.
Okay, so we have our 5 up vulnerables, and we also have a feel no pain. But that's not enough, so they do die, but that gives me another blood type at least. So Hammer of Wrath from the Fleshhound, and that fails. So Fleshhound hits on 3s with 3 attacks, and he also wounds on 2s. So 3 wounds.
4 up save, and feel no pain 6+, so 3 dead. Go with the Arc Maul, so he will hit on 4s and wound on 2s.
So 2 5 ups. Failed and feel no pain.
Not on these.
Oh, not on them. Nope, so he is dead. Yep, sorry. I remember it, and I remember on the wrong ones.
Okay, so because of the interference thing that the infiltrators give off, he's at -1 weapon skill, ballista skill, initiative, and leadership. So we hit first. So we're going to hit the Berserkers, hitting on 4s with the power swords, and wounding on 4s. So that's 1 Berserker dead.
Okay, but they do get their feel no pain, of
pain.
course. So 1 Berserker
And
was alive. Okay. So I'll start with the Khorne Berserkers. They have 12 attacks between them, hitting on 3s. Ooh, that is a lot of misses. And then wounded on 3s.
3s, yeah.
With no armor save.
So
But they have that feel no pain.
So feel no pain, and 1 is dead with 1 on 1 wound.
And he's taking a blood letter with him for some reason. So the Bloodletters now pile in, and they have 4 attacks between them, hitting on 3s. Ugh, my attacks are just terrible. But they wound on 2s with the power swords, so
feel no pain, and he is dead.
Foundation, the Bloodletters go 4, and the Berserkers go 1.
So my doctrine for this turn is just +1 ballistic skill.
Okay, and at the end of the movement phase, these guys are shuffled round. These have come forward after these poor little Bloodletters. So my poor Khorne Berserkers are going to get shot from behind from this lot, who are just shuffled around here. So we'll now go into a shooting phase.
Okay, so the 2 arc rifles at the Soul Grinder, so just hitting on 2s this time. And Haywire, so 2 glances.
And 2 5 ups, which have failed, so he is a wreck.
Okay, so the arc rifle and the arc pistol at the Demon Prince, so hitting on 2s and wounding on 4s. The Iron Striders at the Bloodlayers, so hitting on 2s, and they're twin linked, and wounding on 2s.
And 5 up vulnerables, so 3 die.
These guys are going to shoot the sniper rifles at the Demon Prince, so hitting on 2s, and wounding on 4. So 1 wound.
So 1 wound, he gets his 5 up invuln, it's just passed. So it's hanging in there.
This squad's going to shoot the sniper rifles at him, so hitting on 2s, and wounding on 4s. So 1 wound.
And 5 up is failed.
And then their rifles at the Demon Prince. So hitting on 2s and wounding on 6s. Nothing.
It's gonna hurt.
These guys at the Khorne Berserkers, so plasma guns first, all hit, and wounding on 2s. So 5 wounds.
So, yeah. And that should be 2 wounds on the Lord. I'll just check see if he's got an invuln or anything. So the Lord's now down to 1 wound.
The arc pistol, so hits and wounds on a 2.
There's only save for that.
Yeah, armor saves.
Okay, so regular armor save is passed.
And now all the rifles hitting on 2s and wounding on 4s.
Okay, so of course I forgot Feel No Pain again, so 3 for the Berserkers, which were all failed, and then 2 on the Lord. So he is down to 2. So now we'll do his saves from this last round. Okay, so now he has 6 armor saves to make from the rifles. He fails 1, and Feel No Pain is passed, so he does survive on 2 wounds.
Okay, so these guys are going to shoot the Flesh Hounds. Plasma guns first. 1 gets hot.
Die.
And Feel No Pain, so 1
Ah.
does die.
Oh, 6 up, yeah. Yay.
And then they wound on 2s. So 4 wounds.
And 5 up saves. So all failed, so 2 die.
Okay, and then the rifles. So they hit on 2s. And then they wound on 4s.
There's a fair amount of wounds. And 8 5 ups. So I think 1 survives with 1 wound.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so assault phase. These guys are going to charge the Bloodlayers because they get +3 to their movement.
So they're virtually.
Doom Strider, they can't fail.
And they didn't.
Okay, so Hammer of Wrath here. So strength 5, so wounding on 2s.
And 5 up, so 1 dies.
And then they have 6 attacks at weapon skill 3, so they hit on 4s. And they're strength 5. So 4.
And 5 ups. So another 2. Okay. So I'm going to spend my 8 blood type points on summoning the Bloodthirster, but Drachkos the Manslayer is the only one who can do this. So leadership of 10 is passed. So Drachkos gets turned into a Bloodthirster, and I will now bring him in. And so the Bloodthirster is in, and we shall see what he can do in this game. So I'll now do my reserves. So I have 1 squad that automatically come in because they went into ongoing reserves, and I'll just roll for this other squad here who are in. So I'll now get them in and do my movement. So I have 1 squad of Bloodletters in over there, and another squad have came in over here, and the Demon Prince has moved up, as have the Cultists. And these Bloodletters and Rhino have just gone around towards this squad. So I'll now go into the shooting phase. So Bloodthirster is going to do the Lash of Khorne into this squad here. So he hits on 2s, re-roll them. And wounds on 2 AP2, so no. Every time I use that always fails to hit or wound. It's just terrible. The Rhino's Combi Bolt into the squad. Both hits and both wounds.
4 up save. And feel no pain 6+.
The cultists have 6 shots into these guys. Hit on 4s, so just a 1. And then wounded on 4s, so nothing. So these Bloodlayers are going to try and assault into these Skitarii.
So Overwatch rifles first. 1 hit. Wounds on a 3. Nope. So Plasma. Wow.
Ooh.
2 hit. 2s to wound. 2 wounds.
And they get their 5 ups with feel no pain still. So they don't feel pain.
And then the arc pistol misses.
So charge distance is there definitely in.
Okay, so he's charging with the Flesh Hound into the guys, so Overwatch, so sniper rifles first. 1 hit, wound on a 4. Nope. And then the normal rifles. Nothing.
Roll for charge distance, which I'll re-roll due to fleet, and that should be enough to get him in. Demon Prince is just gonna go into this combat. These cultists are gonna attempt to assault into these 2 guys.
Yep. So arc weaponry, 1 hit, 2s to wound. Nope.
You need a 9-inch charge, and they get 6.
Wait, yeah, he was part of that formation one. Yeah.
So the Flesh Hound has his Hammer of Wrath, which hits, or wounds even.
So 4 up save, and then feel no pain. Nope. So I'm going to take a wound on the HQ.
Okay. So now he has 3 attacks, which hits on 3s, I think. And then, or it might be 4s, but it doesn't matter anyway. Then wound on 2s. So, 6 is guaranteed with these dice.
4 up saves, and feel no pain. So 1 dude. 5 attacks back, hitting on 4s, and wounding on 5s. No. So I lost by 1, so leadership down to 8, and pass.
So these Bloodlayers here have 4 attacks, hitting on 3s. So 2 hits. And then wounded on 3s. Or might have been 2s, but they still wound.
So just feel no pain 6+. So no, so I'm going to take 1 dude and put a wound on the
Okay.
guy. So
Followed
my
by
attacks back. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. 1 wound.
And 5 up. And they do get their feel no pain, but 1 does die, so 1 stays in.
So 1 by 1, so down to leadership 8 again. And pass.
Demon Prince has 6 attacks, weapon skill 9, so he hits on 3s. And he's strength 7 on the charge, against armor 11.
11, yeah.
So that's 2 glances and a pen. Roll for the pen. That's a 3, that'll go up to a 4.
So he is stunned.
Yep.
So his 2 attacks back onto the Bloodlayers. So he hits on 4s and wounds on 2s.
And 5 ups, so 1 dies. Now the board is looking at the end of turn 3. It started off quite bleak for the Chaos, and it still may end that way, but as it stands, I'm not too unhappy with the situation. We have a couple of squads of Bloodlayers what came in last turn. They may take some firepower soon, but we do have a couple of squads locked up in combat now, as well as over here, and of course the Bloodfast is in. So it can still go either way. So we'll now go into Skitarii turn 4. Okay, so in movement, these guys have gone back as they've seen the Bloodlayer threat over there. And these ones have shifted around for the same reason over here, as well as these guys. So now we'll go into a shooting phase.
Okay, my doctrine for this turn is +1 weapon skill. So these guys are going to fire the arc weapons at the Bloodthirster.
Okay.
So hitting on 3s this turn.
Yeah, because just to note that we're playing it so he comes in just regular glide mode. So he'll be hit on 3s.
And wounded on 4s. So no wounds. These guys into the Bloodthirster. So the normal rifles first, hit on 3s, and wounding on 6s, nothing. And then their sniper rifles, hit on 3s, and wounding on 4. So 1 wound.
And they're AP 3, aren't they?
Yes.
And his 5 up save is failed, so he takes a wound.
Okay, so these guys into the blood letters. So the radium carbines first, hit on 3s, and wounding on 4s, with 6s becoming 2 hits.
And 8 5-ups. So we do 6.
And then they arc rifles, so hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, so 3 wounds.
And 3 5-ups. So another one dies, but 1 survives. Okay.
Okay, so this squad here are going to shoot the Bloodthirster.
So they want him dead. They want him
So
dead.
all the normal rifles first. So hit on 3s.
Oh, that's a lot of hits.
6s to wound.
Cool.
3 wounds.
3 wounds. 3 ups. And he fails 1.
Fails one.
So he's back down to 3.
He could die.
He could indeed. Yep.
Okay, and then the plasma at him. So hitting on 3s. All hit. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
And he gets his 5-up demon save. So he takes another wound. So he's only now down to 2.
Okay, so these guys are going to try a 10-inch charge into the bloodletter. And they fail.
So Demon Prince hitting on 3s. And then 4 to glance.
5s.
So, is it 5, sorry? Yeah, 5s now. But one glance, 1 pen.
So what's the pen do?
And the pen.
Kills him.
Yeah, so he's just gone. Okay, so he consolidates 5, and the Bloodletter consolidates 5 also. So this Bloodthirster has Bloodletter has 1 attack here on 4s, which does hit. And he wounds on 3s, so he does wound.
So feel no pain. Nope. So 1 dies. Okay, so attacks back, hitting on 3s.
Oh.
And wounding on 4s. So 3 wounds.
And 5 up. And he does have feel no pain. But he also fails them, so he does go down.
That's handy. So consolidation, 1.
So over here, we have this combat, and Flesh Hound goes first, hit on 4s, so no. So he's in trouble now.
So my attacks back, hit on 3s. And wounding on 5s. So 1.
And he has a 5 up, which has failed, so he dies. Okay, so I summoned in another squad of Bloodletters with my Blood Tithe. And I'm going to give my Slaughter Cult, or what's left of them, 1+ attack. So this is this squad over here who have moved forward. And these cultists who also moved forward, so they'll have 1+ attack. Then we've got this other Bloodletter here, and the Demon Prince. And of course the Bloodthirster. They've all moved up, so we're closing in on the objective now. So we'll just do a very quick shooting phase. So we're running this Combi Bowler into this squad. 2 hits, and wounds on 3, so 2 wounds.
4 up saves. And feel no pain, 6+. So it's him. And then it's going to have to be a plasma.
So Bloodthirster's axe might try and do something this turn on these, so hits on 2s, reroll them, and wounds on 2, so this time it does some damage and kills someone. And these cultists are going to fire their 6 Aura pistols. Hit on 4s, it's pretty good. And then wounded on 4s, whereas not as good, but
4 up saves. And 6 up, feel no pain.
oh.
Nice.
So straight into the assault phase, and these cultists are going to attempt to charge that same squad.
So arc rifle and pistol, nothing.
Okay, and charge distance, and that's definitely enough. This poor little Bloodletter, he's going to attempt to charge the squad. Okay, so this squad have chosen not to overwatch because they're hoping he'll fail and the Bloodthirster will be overwatched. This could happen with my dice rolling. And he does get the 6 he needs to come in. So, unfortunately, there's no overwatch from this squad. And the Bloodthirster is going to attempt to join in, so... Rah. Okay, so we'll move in straight on to over here. And I'm going to... attempt to charge with these Bloodletters here.
Okay. Rifles first, so hitting on 6s, 1 hit, winning on 3, so 1 win.
And 5 up, it's fine.
And then the 2 snipers, nothing.
Okay, so roll for our charge distance, and that should be enough to get us up and over. Then while Wayne puts them up there, the Demon Prince is also going to try and join in. And yeah, I should say he's in. And over here, this Bloodletter might as well attempt to charge over here.
Okay, so the rifles, nothing, and the snipers, nothing.
Okay, and here's charge distance. Just gets him in because of the terrain. So we'll start with him. He has 3 attacks. And
Hit on 4s.
he hits on 4s because you're +1 weapon skill. And you'll win on 2s. And you'll get your feel no pain.
Yeah. So 6 up, feel no pain. No.
Oh, that was 2, sorry.
No 2, was it?
Yeah.
So 2 attacks back, hitting on 3s, and winning on 4s. Nothing. Leadership down to 6, and they fail,
So we'll do initiative roll off.
and they get away.
Okay. And they go 5 inches. And as they do that, I'll consolidate 4. And that'll just put me on the objective. So there's 8 attacks from the Bloodthirster, weapon skill 10, so we hit on 3s. And we are strength 7, so it'll be 2s with an AP 2 as well. So it's only 4. So I was expecting a tiny bit better than that, but that's not too bad. And we also have the Bloodletter who has his 3 attacks, which all hit, and 2s from him as well. So another 2, but they get their feel no pain.
Nope. I'm going to pile in, and I'm going to attack the Bloodthirster.
Okay, they're ambitious, but they might do it.
We hit on 4s.
Oh, give me that one.
And we need 6s to wound. 1 wound.
And a 3+ is passed. It would have been quite funny, really, if it had failed, I will admit.
So I need a double 1 on my leadership. And I fail.
It's our initiative. So they're wiped out due to the Bloodthirster's initiative 9. And he consolidates 1, and as does the Bloodletter, so they didn't really want to go anywhere today. So we've got 7 attacks from the Demon Prince. So we hit on 3s. And we win on 2s. So that does 5 wounds.
That's
And
everyone.
that just kills the squad off. So he could have just done that on his own, but... So we'll consolidate 5 inches for the Demon Prince and 4 for the Bloodletters. This is how the board looks at the end of turn 4. There's been a lot of death on both sides, but as you can see, it's now swinging slightly towards Chaos's favour, with this Demon Prince now holding this objective, and this Bloodletter on this one, and we're heading towards this over here. Oh, and actually, I'm saying this is the end of turn. We have actually forgot this combat here. We just didn't notice that, so we'll just quickly do this combat. Okay, so would you like to do your attacks first?
So we hit on 3s. And wound you on 3s. So 2 wounds.
So 2 6-ups, so 1 dies. So 15 attacks back from the Collists. Needing 4s, that was quite shocking. That's 6. And 4s again. So 3.
4 up saves. It's 9 more. Feel no pain. And they're dead. Just enough.
And the remaining Collists will just consolidate 2 inches, so I'll just leave them where they are in that one instead. So just continuing with a recap at the end of the turn, we've just got these 7 Bloodletters over here and the Rhino. But there's not much left on the Skitarii side now. Just these few guys here and the 2 over there. And then this squad over here, of course. So now we'll go into Skitarii turn 5.
So their regroup test, they're still over 25%. So leadership 8, and they regroup.
Okay, so just a brief movement. These guys have come round, trying to do some damage, and these guys have moved forward a little bit. So now go into their shooting phase. Okay.
So these guys are going to try and just get some revenge by killing the Bloodthirster.
Okay, I'm gonna declare out Jinkin because there's a plasma in there.
Yes.
So I'm gonna declare a Jink.
Okay, so the rifles first, hitting on threes. Yeah. And needing sixes to wound. So
Gonna
one
get a
wound.
wound. And his regular save has failed, so he takes a wound. He's down to 1. And he is close to death.
Okay, and the plasma gun. So 2 hits, wounding on threes. So 1 wound.
Okay, so I'll get my Jink save of 4 up. Just failed, so a Bloodthirster comes crashing down to the ground and has died, and our poor Drachkos The Manslayer has turned into a Bloodthirster, but still ended up slain. We'll see how Khorne reacts later on in the narrative.
So these guys are going to try and kill some Bloodlayers. So carbines first, hitting on threes, and wounding on 4s. So that is 3 wounds because the 6 becomes 2.
Yep, so that's 3 fire-ups, so 3 of them go down.
The arc rifles all hit, wound on 2s, so 2 wounds.
2, 5 pluses, so another 2 go down.
So the 2 that regroup are going to snap shoot their snipers at the Bloodlayer there. 1 hit,
Oh.
4s to wound, 1 wound.
5 up, fails.
He dies.
He is dead.
So these guys are going to charge them,
Okay,
and they
They're
are
in.
in.
so 3 attacks from the Bloodletters. 2 hit, because the weapon's got 5. And then 1 wound.
So 6 up feeling effect.
Oh, that
and
makes
saved.
sense. Okay, so it's not looking good for these guys.
So my attack's back, hitting on 4s.
And there's a 4 in there as well.
And wounding on 3s because you get -1 toughness.
Okay,
So 3 wounds.
and 5 ups. So 1 survives. And then the champion is dead as well. Which gives us blood type. Okay, so I've spent more blood type points to summon more blood layers. And I've moved this one forward. These ones over to that objective. And the colours just come over here a bit. So we'll now go straight into the shooting phase. And we'll just go straight into it with the combi bolter here. So 2 hits. Oh, no wounds. Okay. So the cultists are going to fire 5 auto pistol shots into the same squad, hitting on 4s. So that's 3 hits. And then wounding on 4s, so 1 wound.
So 4 up save, and feel no pain. Nope.
Okay, so these colours are going to attempt to charge into this squad here.
Okay, so rifles on Overwatch, 1 hit, wound on 3, 1 wound, AP4.
Okay, so 1 just goes down. Probably be that guy.
And then the plasma gun, 1 hit, wound on 2, 1
No,
more.
no one goes down. So they need 11 inches now, they've lost a couple, so it's a big ask, and they don't get it. So I'm then going to attempt to charge this bloodletter into the same squad,
6.
and he gets it. So they need to do a leadership test from their casualties, which they pass. Okay, so we'll start with this combat here. I have 2 attacks, hitting on 3 this time, and I don't hit, so that's just great.
My attack's back, hitting on 4s, and we're still good.
Well, new dice please for both of us. So 1 single attack over here, which does hit, and wound on 3, so...
So feel no pain, failed, so I'm going to take a wound on the hit.
Okay.
And then my attack's back, hitting on 4s and wound on 3s. So 1
And
wound.
1 5 up is passed.
So down to leadership 8, and we fail.
So initiative roll off, I got 1, you got
6.
6, so they get away. 4. Oh, 4 inches, yeah. Okay, so that's the end of turn 5. Chaos are holding the 2 objectives. Then there's just 8 Skitarii left. 10, sorry, there's 2 hiding at the back there. So they actually are near that objective. So we have to roll to see if the game continues, and would Jab like to do the honour? So it's a 3 up. So the game does continue, so we go into Skitarii turn 6.
So these guys shuffled up and they stayed still.
Okay, so now we're going to a shooting phase.
So the 2 snipers are going to try and finish off the Demon Prince.
Okay.
So 2 shots hitting on 3s, both hit. Wounding on 4s, nothing. So these guys are just going to try and kill some more Bloodletters because they've been like stars of the match.
Yeah, they've done brilliantly actually.
Arc rifles first, hitting on 3s, 3 hits. Wounding on 2s, 3 wounds.
And the 5 ups. So 2.
And the rifles, the carbine, sorry, into them. So hit on 3s, good hit. And wounding on 4s. So 2, 3, 4, 5.
And then 5 ups, alright. Oh, so 5 of them. So they have been brilliant. And again, another Bloodletter squad goes down to 1 model, which has certainly been a theme in this game.
So these guys are going to charge.
And
5.
that should be enough.
It is just
yep.
enough.
What is it with you doing that?
I don't know, but that's not attached and it's not glued properly. So okay, so 1 attack from the Bloodletter hits and wounds.
So feel my pain. Save.
Oh.
So I completely forgot that I gave this guy an arc ball. So I'm going to remember to use it. So he hits on 4s and wounds on 2s.
And 5 up is passed.
And then his dudes hit on 4s. So 2 hits. And they wound on 3s. So 2 wounds.
And he's dead. So that's a blood type point.
And I consolidate 2 inches. Does that give me touch in the building to score? Yes. That's important.
No, you can test it.
Indeed. That means this game is going to come down to...
How many of them Bloodletters kill you?
Yeah, that's kill you.
So 1 attack over here. Hits. And wounds.
Feel no pain? Nope. So 1 dies. So 2 attacks back, hitting on 4s. And wounding on 4s. No. So leadership 8.
Oh,
They drastically failed.
Initiative roll off.
And they are dead.
5. And he'll consolidate 3 inches. Thusly. So the circle of chaos is surrounding these guys, as you'd expect. So Bloodletters all came over to these, as the Colossus and the Rhino, and then just Bloodletters move forward. So we'll start with the Rhino shooting into these, and then wounded on 3s.
4 up saves. And feel no pain.
So 1
1
dies.
dies.
So 3 shots from the cultists, which does nothing. I'm going to declare an assault with this Bloodletter over there.
It is 7. Yeah, you can try that.
Okay, so he's going to allow me to try it, and he gets in. So his Overwatch strategy, his risks, but you got to take a risk, I suppose. Okay, so everyone's going to try and follow. Yeah, because we need them dead. So this Bloodletter is in, but cultists are also in, and the other Bloodletter squad.
Yeah, they're in.
Yeah, just. Okay, so I'm also worth pointing out that I did spend blood type points on giving everything +1 attack, and the Slaughter Cult also have Feel No Pain. So we'll work out how many attacks the Bloodletters get first. So we have 30 attacks from all the Bloodletters in total. And on 3s, this is the first batch of 15. And then they wound on 2s with their Furious Charge. So that's 7.
7. Feel no pain. And they're dead.
Okay, so this is a board at the end of turn 6, and there are just these two guys on this objective, and Chaos.
Brave, man.
The Blood Type has really came into effect here, with the overwhelming numbers of bloodletters taken over buildings. So we will now have to roll to see if the game continues into turn 7.
So on a 4.
It does. So we'll see what these two guys do. They're determined to kill the Demon Prince, so let's see if they do. Okay.
So they haven't moved, they're just going to shoot the Demon Prince. So they hit on 3s, and they wound on 4s. And of course.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to call it there. So Chaos have got their first victory in this campaign, and we will see in future narrative campaigns what this means for everything. So as explained at the beginning of the game, the idea for the Chaos were to take over these buildings and try and get some Mechanicum to work for them on their side. So in future missions you will see the Chaos alongside some Mechanicum. So we hope you enjoyed this mission, and we will see you in episode 4. Okay, so Drachkos still counted as dying, even though he turned into a Bloodthirster. He then died. So we see what happens to him. So that's a 4. That's major wounded lower. So he may not run, counts as moving through difficult terrain. We're going to play it that he does go back into his mortal self, so to speak, as Khorne is displeased with his performance as a Bloodthirster. So we will just see him back in his regular form in a future mission. So we will see you in the next video.